the way back, sorry I'm yelling, the blower motor cancels out, I guess, my own voice in my head. It's kind of like when the sink's running and my wife is washing dishes. I cannot understand her. So let's start over. Why am I wearing this orange hat, you ask? Well, I don't know where the rest of them are. So I'm on my way back. Where am I? I'm like in between Belton and Coppers Cove, out here in the hill country-ish type part of Texas. Why did I come out here, you ask? Man, there's some really good spots where I could totally set up a fucking FM tower and do some like killer, look at this, fucking FM radio broadcasting work. You know, just like as a hobby for like just say you're doing it for the LGBT community, dude. Anyway, why are we out here? Well, we drove all the way out here to work on a newly purchased, you know, $500,000 fucking formerly used motorhome, because the diesel exhaust fluid sensor slash quality sensor slash temp sensor module failed, and dude is on his way from Georgia here to Texas to deliver it to the customer. Drove through July 4th weekend, he said, and it's been broke down, and so we ordered the part, got it in, and I go out there and I'm swapping it out, you know, even with my bad back and not even having my glasses on. I'm just blasting through it, changing this def header unit out, because I've done it like 4 or 5 times, so you develop, you know what all things you need and whatever. So the guy's watching me, and he was like mad that I swapped it out so fast, you know. Oh, back up on the story, like, so I just heard the Georgia Guidestones had been blown up as I roll up to this house, and I call the customer to say, hey sir, this is Matt, I'm out here to work on your motorhome for Spartan Motor Coaches, and you know, here he comes out the door, and I saw he had a Georgia phone number. So as soon as he walks out the door, first thing I tell this guy, hey man, did you hear the Georgia Guidestones got blown up? He's like, what? What's that mean? So I explained all that shit to this guy. And then he goes back in the house and comes out and he's like, man, I started looking up that thing you're talking about, man, the Georgia Guidestones. I'm like, yeah, they want to kill all of us. So he thought that was pretty far out. But anyway, he got mad that I changed this, man, a cattle guard on a fucking highway. You don't see that anymore. He got mad at how fast I changed this part out. We started talking about it. I said, yeah, it's all the result of mismanagement of government, because the system that broke down on this motor coach, the diesel exhaust fluid system, is mandated by government, because the California Air Research Board gets to pick all of our laws, and if they can sell it to the Americans, they know they can sell it to the Europeans and the Asians, everybody, but the Chinese and the Russians. So we all have all this crap on our vehicles, which is unnecessary. So we start talking about it, and he's told me this all these times he's broke down with these fucking DEF sending units on all these different motor coaches, and I said, yeah, dude, all of it is unnecessary. I said, how old is this fucking motorhome? It's like a 2019, so in 4 years, whatever that is, almost, it has 2,000 miles on it. I'm like, dude, motorhomes should be exempt from this shit. There should be some legislator, some lobbyist that's like, look, dude, the private citizen that owns a fucking motorhome that's gonna drive it, that can't even afford to drive it now anyway, like, they don't need this crap on their fucking motorhome. Maybe the commercial trucks that go like 1 million miles in a few years, they can have that shit. The other fucked up end of that whole thing is all these new guys, man, all these new guys getting into the trucking industry because they're bailing out of these fleets that are making them get vaccinated. They're like, man, we'll just go buy a used truck somewhere. And they don't understand that, like, the reason all these fairly new, good-looking, clean, used trucks from all these big fleets are being sold at $500 or $600K is because all the after-treatment shit's about to fail. And it's illegal for as the little guy, you're buying this truck when this government-mandated equipment that has to be on it for it to be allowed on the road is about to fail. And little do you know, you can't afford it. Very few mechanics really, truly understand it. And to just cut the shit off after it's broken is illegal. And only government could figure out, you know, how to make urea, diesel exhaust fluid, out of something that we're supposed to be using to try to grow food with. Just like, okay, We'll solve the climate by turning food, corn, into fuel, ethanol, and then force everybody to put that shit in their vehicle. It's beautiful. So, as a professional diesel mechanic, you know, there's a shortage of us. I know how to do lots of different things. Been working for like 20 years almost. It's a lot of skills that I have. And what I've spent my whole day, and probably $40 worth of fuel to go do, is put a part on a truck, on a motorhome. Put a part on a $500,000 motorhome that no one can even afford to drive anymore. That was mandated by the government, and within 2 years failed. And then because of the way the government mandated it, has to disable the fucking vehicle to where it can no longer be driven. That's what these people don't understand that don't have diesel vehicles. All the people that would vote for this horse shit, that don't understand that the emissions devices they put on shit now are not passive devices. Like, remember when you were a kid and you had an old car, your first car, and the check engine light came on, everybody just laughed. You know, you just laugh. Oh, the check engine light's on. Oh, well, we'll just pour shitty tap water in the radiator every day, you know. It's not like that anymore. If your coolant is low, the truck will shut off. That you can fix by pouring coolant in there. But if the if the emissions shit doesn't work, it's just gonna say, and the people that drive trucks now, dude, not everybody understands all the different aspects of the different degrees of how that shit's gonna slowly affect the truck. And then all of a sudden, when you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, sorry, truck only goes 5 miles an hour, and none of the local shops around know how to work on the government mandated emission shit. Even though it's been out for 20 years, to some extent. It's been out for like 15 years almost, I guess. I don't know. Too long. But yeah, people don't understand. It's not like that where you deal with your check engine light when it's convenient for you. It's, hey, there's a timer going off, and if you don't get this commercial vehicle that, like, say you're hauling a load and you only have a permit for a couple days or blah, 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 or any other fucking reason why an 18-wheeler would have a limited amount of time. So your driver doesn't have enough hours. All that horse shit that's mandated by government. Sorry, your truck's gonna shut off in 5 miles. You're just fucked. All mandated by government. So if I, as a professional diesel mechanic that didn't have to fuck with all of that today, I could have done like an honest day's worth of work and gone home already. But instead, I'm like 2 hours from home. So just a big circle jerk of money could go in a circle of government mandates. These people put all this shit on these vehicles, so the vehicles cost more, and then it all gets outsourced to China because we can't make chips anymore. And it's just like this giant global, if you think of all the carbon, think of all the, if you want to go with that cult shit, think of all the CO2 in developing, manufacturing, mining all the fucking precious metals in all these countries that we fight wars in to get the stupid chemicals and metals that are on your oxygen sensor or your mid-bed in, what is it? They got rid of it. The NHO3 sensor, I forget, dude. There was some other mid-bed non-NOx / nitrogen oxide sensor. You get the drift. Some more horse shit. Think of all the countries that we bomb and mine and die in to get these precious metals, to make these stupid parts, to make these vehicles comply with government mandated horse shit. Think of all the fuel spent shipping the shit back and forth over the ocean. Having it made in countries that are just spewing carcinogens out. Like a fucking 1975 Donzi cigarette boat with like 3 fucking, I don't know, small block fucking triple Weber carbureted motherfucking bad motherfucking engines in them. Think of all that spewing carcinogens out across the ocean to bring you your microchips that make sure that your truck will derate itself to 5 miles an hour when your driver has no idea how to barely even read the road signs. I could have been in the alternate universe of the way the world should be. I could have been back at the shop working on engines that were still mechanically controlled. And got home at 3 o'clock. But instead we're out here like trying to put used parts on shit and like change computer codes to make trucks do shit, and people were risking going to jail trying to keep their trucks on the road because of the government, man. I just watched this lady almost plow into this trailer. Did you know that the majority, from my anecdotal evidence, of truck drivers, of new truck drivers, who are like, I'm going to go out on my own and try to get into this game with what's available, are minorities. They're black dudes and Mexicans and Cubans. I honestly rarely see a white dude that's like, hey man, my name's Todd and I've decided I'm going to get into trucking in 2022. No, it's people that like are considered these protected classes now that are most affected by these horseshit government emissions mandates that are gonna take all the fucking trucks that bring the food to you off the road. Have a nice day. We're back out on the highway, so I'm gonna mention. But you get the drift, man. Oh, look at this Toyota. Hold on. Don't go. Look at this Toyota. You gotta look at this Toyota, and then you can go. He's probably not gonna let me catch it. But yeah, he's got the fucking camo vinyl wrap, and he's got like the fucking fuel tank, whatever the fuck things are on there. I don't know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've basically, the moral of the video, I've basically spent a whole day burning diesel fuel and costing everybody money in this whole circle jerk of how this, you know, has gone, to make sure some government mandated, like it makes, like the private sector has to make their own businesses to make the government shit work. Think of it like that. The government mandates all the tractor trailers starting in, you know, 2013 or EPA 14, whatever, have to have XYZ systems on them, and if they fail, the truck won't drive, even though the engine's fine. And then the government also is like, and if nobody knows how to fix it or figure it out, oh well, we don't know what to do. That's where we are.